No, first of all, I mentioned a couple things as I introduced this here. Look, the show has good production, value. I like the music, the diversity. Honestly, she bounces all around virtually the Jewish world, finding people here geographically. What are your impressions, first, Chaim? What are your thoughts on this show?
Okay, first of all, I want to say that my really good friend Cindy is the Mizrahi queen that they cast.
Yeah, right up front.
She was amazing, and it was very, very accurate, her personality, her style. But for me, and by the way, and I love the Shadchanit. Eliza, I love you, wherever you are, girlfriend. She's a tiny little thing. But for me, I thought it wasn't, I thought it was very Ashke-normative, very American, very like, oh my God, so I'm going to eat a bacon sandwich, and I would have loved to see, someone that converted on there. I would have loved to see someone. Cindy was representing for a little bit like myself, who is more modern Orthodox but doesn't have a label. Like I wanted to see some more diversity. That's my opinion. But it wasn't so bad. But they were like, the one girl's like, I want to have sex. Okay, we get it. We're Jews. We're gonna recreate. But can we get into something else? That's it.
Yeah, I took issue with the sort of surface level on Israel that I think it took too. I felt a little detached. I want to get your thoughts too. I just why the show hit you? It's a new concept, and it's out there for the world to see at this point.
Listen, I think it's great. I think it's wonderful to have Jewish representation in this genre, for sure. I don't think we've necessarily had it before.
Genre. No,
it's a very popular genre.
It's so focused right now. There's no mistake. This is the Jewish version.
It's nice to see Netflix actually taking the effort to put making the effort to put positive representation of Jewish people on there. For me, where it felt a little bit flat was as an LGBTQ plus Jew. I would have liked to at least see some of that represented. Now, I would understand if the show was purely about Orthodox Jewish matchmaking, but it wasn't.
No.
We had someone on there who proclaimed to eat bacon.
Pork sandwich.
Pork sandwich.
Oh, no.
I mean, proclaim that they love pork.
We had someone who claimed to be Reform Jewish. So it would have been nice to see that extended. And then, as Chaim mentioned, it was a little Ashke-normative. I would have loved to see more, not just a Mizrahi figure, but actual delve into what is Mizrahi lifestyle, what is matchmaking like in Mizrahi families. In an Iranian family, it's very different than in an Orthodox American Jewish family. So,
look, it took on some of that. It threw these concepts out there on the table, but I don't think it really peeled them back much. It was like you were hearing about these issues, but that didn't dive into them so deeply. Look, there was one, a black Jew from Kansas City, that came in there,
with the guns, and she said, honey, she don't have abs, but her man's gonna have abs. Listen, I said, but you know what?
For diversity, they're looking for.
Can I just say something though, David? Yeah. The moment I saw her, I rolled my eyes. I said, I knew she was gonna be Ashkenazi somewhere in the bit. And listen, I'm Afrikazi, okay? I'm not Ashkenazi, I'm Afrikazi. I say it all the time. But it's also this idea that your Judaism comes through Europe, and there's so many representations that we are missing. And the Jewish people, for me, are fire. We are esh. And I'm like, you had Cindy and her date speaking English in Israel, which is not natural, and you had the two people, the one with the bacon sandwich, speaking a little bit of Hebrew. I'm like, no. But I do like that Netflix gave us beautiful flyovers. They really, I live in Jerusalem, so they really showcased what I get to walk around and see. So I'm not gonna snatch and drag them yet.
But I agree. When it came to Tel Aviv and the portrayal, when it came to Tel Aviv, it was all, it's just a city for partying, just for nightlife, I think that, F-boys or whatever the term was that was thrown out there. Again, they didn't get to the depth of what I think is the real city, the diversity of what can be here. It felt very surface, approach here, disconnected from a real Israel. Is that a room they can improve?
I think that there's definitely room to improve there, and I think you hit the nail on the head. It was a little bit surface level. It remains to be seen. Listen, it's the first season. I think they only had like 8 or 10 episodes or something. They tried to get a lot in there, which I do appreciate. Again, it just, for me, slightly missed the mark in terms of American Jews, what the representation of American Jews, and also the representation of Israeli Jews. So.
Well, I assume, all right.
I can't let it go. I can't let it go because you're right. Tel Aviv is so unique and special, and they could have dived a little deeper. I'm just happy though that they didn't shy away from Jerusalem,
Yeah.
or they didn't shy away from Israel at all, because you know right now in this climate,
just in the U.S. Right.
yeah, they did. So they did the best that they could. But once again, I love that matchmaker. She was fun. Girl, find me a man. I'm ready. And you too. And you too.
I'm ready. As they're working on season 2 or 3 or wherever this thing sits in production, I imagine they may be looking for some info from some.
Well, you know what? Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
I actually during COVID, I actually was interviewed for this show. But I was giving too much Whitney Houston. I was giving too much Whitney. And I was giving Bobby too. They said no. But that's not why I love it. I was really happy to see it and happy to see. And so maybe they need to have you looking for a man, honey.
And you. Like, why wouldn't they cast you? That's the thing. Like, it feels like they were trying to fit sort of keep it diverse, but within a limit.
An international audience. And I found, each episode, at some point involved talk about, hard, like Jewish values, tikkun olam.
Cindy got in there with it a little bit.
An introduction to Judaism 101 in some ways. Do you think that was done right, or could have been done more, or should be left out? I mean, where does that fit,
I think it's good that was there ultimately. I mean, that's the basis, of our culture. Sure. But again, it fell slightly short for me. Like, it's like, go a little bit further, because I have friends who are not Jewish who are messaging me saying, I'm watching this, what does this mean? What does that mean? They didn't quite understand. So if you're going to go there, you need to really go there.
Get into it. I mean, the bagel and lox is great, but it's just not enough unless you bring the hot sauce.
It felt like a show meant for a Jewish audience, I hate to say. I mean, to a large degree.
I think it was, if you were Jewish, you kind of laughed and or cringed or whatever, but I think if you're non-Jewish, you're like, oh, okay. They also are a variety of people, but I'm like, it's really, girlfriend was on a hog and she said, I like guns. I said, oh Lord. And I said, is it because she's half black? Did they bring, what are they doing over here? Right. So I was looking like, but at the same time, I think they did the best that they could with this first season.
Okay, first season, And I think we look for a lot more of the sort of like what happens next, or follow-up, or character development in some ways. I think this one left that short. I mean, a lot of the other dating shows, or this, I don't know, whether it's focused on different cultures, you get to sort of follow them a lot deeper, find out more. I don't know, I felt like it was a bit surface and then left you hanging, left you wondering, what was happening next.
Yeah, the characters, look, that it's reality TV, right? Which is not really reality.
Right.
But they try to, they just want to like flake it off a little bit to see like, will this fly? And the next season, we might get a little bit deeper.
Well, Matthew Nuriel, Chayalev.
Thank you so much.
One of my favorite people here. Thanks for joining, Matthew. Welcome to Zoom In. I appreciate you coming in. Nothing, clear, simple about these topics, which is why you were great for it. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Have a good one. Thank you so much.